All right, here we are. Here we are. Here we are. We are live. We are live. Does it say we are live? I think it does. I think it does. Our little picture isn't live yet, but we are live.
Always remember to turn my phone down.
Yes. And then I got to do that. And then I got to turn up the messages. All messages. There we go. All messages. Oh, my goodness. Well, I think people will be here in just a moment. It always takes a moment or two. Hello, Miss Linda. Hello, hello. And then I have to send out the reminder because I forgot to do that also. Because my brain is still frozen. Hello, Miss Amy.
I have another friend in the US. Don't cry. And she never sends out reminders, and I don't know what day of the week it is here or there half the time. But I actually think it's on the same time as this one's on.
Oh.
I very rarely went along anyway because no reminders. And I don't think she schedules them either. So they don't come up in the feed. Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard. It is hard when you don't get, I mean, even with the reminders, it's hard. Hi. Hi, Vijay. Hello, hello. Thanks for popping in. Now I'm trying to get over here and do this one. There we go. And then go down here. You got to do this thing back and forth to get to the right. This one. Here we go. There we go. And okay, there's all the reminders.
So how's everyone enjoying their Sunday? Well, it's nearly over for you guys.
And one more. There we go. This will remind Amber. There. Amber, get in here.
Yeah. It's a lovely sunny Monday here.
That's right. I always forget that it's the next day for you.
Yes.
That is so funny. Okay. There. All the reminders are did. Oh, hi. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. How's everyone doing? Miss Linda? How is it in Georgia? Miss Amy? Miss Amy's in Cali. Vijay, I don't know where you are. Yes. I was exhausted. I was so tired, y'all. I did not get home. It was after midnight before I got home. And I was texting Miss Cheryl. Hey, Maritza. I was telling Cheryl, I'm like, I am just getting home from work. And I worked all day in the shop yesterday. And then I worked at the theater. And I was supposed to, I knew it was going to be a long night. I didn't know it was going to be that long. And I worked hard in both places. I'm just too old to be working that hard.
And that late?
That late.
I got a high at just after, I don't know what time it was here, 6 p.m.
But I knew you'd be up
late. Yeah.
I'm like, Cheryl will be awake.
Oh, yes.
Awake. And then I told her, I go, I don't have, it's weird because on the grounds at the college, my phone doesn't work. They've got I don't know if the internet is blocked or what they've got going on there, but I can't get internet access. So I couldn't send a message out until after I left. I have to get off the school property before I can send a message out. So I got off the school property and then I put the notice in that I was canceling. I knew right then I was canceling in the morning.
So do you have mobile data as well?
I'm sorry?
Like, do you have data on your phones?
We
call it mobile data.
Yeah.
So you can't even use mobile data?
Nope, we can't. Even if I turn it off, I can't access. And sometimes I can get to some things, but most of the time I can text, but I can't get to the internet. It's a firewall thing they've got up.
Oh, okay.
The protection thing they've got. Oh, hello, Miss Bridget.
Hi, Bridget.
I was just, where did it go?
Oh, hi, Maritza. I'm not sure if I said hi.
I was just I just dug this out because I was getting ready to start a new project and I'm like, oh, this is the perfect size bag. This is the perfect size bag for my next project.
That's a pretty one. Is that one that you'll have in the shop?
This is one of Miss Bridget's bags that she
Ah.
made. And I won it.
Oh,
And I was
nice.
so excited. And then she let me pick the design, and I wanted the pumpkins in the truck, and then she lined it in purple for me because she knows how much I love the purple. And so and I use this, you guys, I have had this, good Lord, Miss Bridget, how long have I had this? At least 2 years.
Wow.
2 years anyway, because I remember I was sitting right here in the living room. So, it's been at least 2 years. And I have used the heck out of this thing. And it looks, other than being the tiniest bit, now that's not worn. I think that's dirt. I was going to say it's a tiny bit worn here, but I think that's dirt. I don't think it's worn. This thing looks as good as the day I got it. It is solid. So, yeah. And she has got any design you can imagine. And I'll tell you guys, I'll tell you something else. I sew, and I have sewed as long as I can remember. And you know how it is. You go and you see something and you go, I can make that myself.
Yeah.
When you're looking at something like this, where you've got all these different pieces and parts and lined with quality fabric and quality construction, I can't do this good. I can't do it this good. I know myself, and I know that I am not going to do it as good as she has done it. And I know it's not going to hold up as well. And I know I'm never going to do it. So just go buy it from Queen and get the design. Oh my goodness. So she's got 100 styles in stock.
Wow. I think the closest I've come is a library bag for my son 20 years ago.
Wow.
And I only lined it so that you didn't see all the crappy seams on the inside.
Yeah, lining holds a lot, hides a lot of mistakes, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I use this thing all the time. It's the perfect size. It is a really good size. And you'd be shocked how much you can fit into a bag this size. I really, really like this. But yeah, I've got a chest over across the room, and that's where I keep all my bags in it. And when I just told you, I was just getting ready to start that one secret project. And I just went over there and I said, I got to dig out a bag. And I went over there and dug this bag out because I knew this was going to be just the right size for that project. So yeah, it held up perfectly, and it washes like a dream. I just chuck it in the washing machine. I don't do anything special with it. It washes like a dream. Speaking of which, it needs to be washed again. So
yes, so many small crafters that I would like to support that are in the States or in the UK, but it's just the postage is crazy.
Absolutely insane.
Not so bad going from here overseas, but paying for it to come from overseas, it can be terrible.
Absolutely insane. But I wish we could figure out a different way. Man, oh man, there's things I'd like to send to you and get back from you.
Pigeons, carrier pigeons.
It would be cheaper, by Lord.
Oh, dear.
It would be cheaper.
So, when we send Canadian geese?
Canadian geese, yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah, I was gonna send some yarn to Cheryl, and it was gonna cost like $45 to mail 2 or 3 skeins.
To send $20 worth of yarn. And that's how I find when I'm knit picks and places like that. Mary Maxim isn't too bad, but I only do that once or twice. Yes, and relay pigeons, so that they fly a certain distance and then hand it off to somebody else.
Relay pigeons.
They could probably come all the way down to Chile and then fly across, rather than flying down over
Yeah.
the Pacific. Would probably be easier.
It'd be cheaper to mail you a sheep.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yes.
Oh my Lord.
If we ever get a cruise
But
going that way, you just
yeah, we're gonna
load up on
just
stuff
gonna have to
to take.
totally forget that whole process. I need my Harriet. I cleaned out my backpack. I put everything away. Now I don't have the stuff that I want. I've got my hand lotion, but I don't have my chapstick because I put it away. But that's okay. So yeah, yesterday was a very, very busy day. The shop is really coming together good. It's looking nice.
It is. Robbin sent me some photos. It looks really nice. You've done a great job there laying it out. Everything looked like you want to look at everything and touch everything and move them. And
That's the idea.
yes. Yeah.
I've
You've
got
done
one
well.
more. I've got one more one more order of yarn coming in. See, I've put the final order because I kept adding to it. I think it was Friday. It was either Thursday.
And which is the yarn that they're discontinuing? Is that the Anthem?
That's the DK, the Anthem DK.
Mm.
And I ordered a bunch more of that because they're down to, they only have 15 colors left, 15 or 16 colors left. And I ordered a bunch more, not a bunch. I ordered some more. I tried to get at least one bag of every color that I didn't have already. So I think at this point, I probably have, and this is a rough guess, but I think I probably got at least 30 colors, if not 35 of that.
Are they looking to source someone else to make it for them?
They're trying to, but it's not looking good. And it's funny because the regular Anthem is fine. It's the Anthem DK that they can't get.
Oh, okay.
But the Cherub DK is really nice. It's a nice alternative. But and I did because of Linda wanting that white peach. And I've had several people asking about the white peach. So I did get a few bags of that one. I think I've got 3 bags of that in now because it's a beautiful color. It is a gorgeous color. And then I was able to get some black. It's called Jet. And it's sort of it's black, but it's got the tiniest touch of gray in it. Almost like this. It's almost like black with just a hint of gray to it. And I've got some pinks and some blues and some different shades of greens. So I got a good mix. Could not get a red. Absolutely. The red is sold. And I even noticed, like if you go to the big box stores, like, oh my gosh, what were you just, Lovecrafts and those guys, they're all out of red too. Everybody's out of red. And you
They're
know
all
what?
making the
Christmas. You know what I noticed? If like there's some people on like eBay and stores and places like that, they're selling this exact same yarn for $8-9 a skein with $8 shipping per skein. So there's people out there just totally ripping it off.
The garden yarn that you mentioned, I thought, oh, maybe we've got some in Australia. We do have some places that sell Premier yarns in Australia, and I thought, maybe it's not as popular, or we've got but I did see someone selling a skein on eBay for $23.
Oh yeah,
for one skein, and I'm like, my goodness, that's crazy.
Well, that's what happened to me when I bought that. I can't even remember the name of it, but that sequin yarn that I was making the bat cape out of, I paid $2.99 for it, and then when I needed 3 extra skeins, I had to pay $10 a skein from eBay. So see, now I need to hoard this yarn and then get rich selling it on eBay.
Yes.
I would never do that.
Yeah, I couldn't do it either. If you needed it, like, here, have it. If it's sitting in my pile, I probably had it for a year or 2 or 3, maybe 4.
Well, and after I bought the extra 3 skeins at $10 a skein, I didn't even end up needing them. but you just never know. I'm getting close to the end. What am I going to do? I think I used one of my because I know I've got at least one in there. And I did use one for something, but I know I've got one skein in there. I should put it up on one of the websites that I've got it available if anybody needs it. But it's been a while now, so if somebody, it seems like when it first gets discontinued, that's when people are still using it for things, and they're like, "Oh no, I'm out. What am I going to do?" But when it's been discontinued a while, well, just like the other day when Darla got stuck in the middle of making something, and then somebody on here last week was looking for a color of the Hirschners that had just been discontinued, and she couldn't find it anywhere.
I wonder if when people know it's going to be discontinued, people who do sell on eBay and Etsy and Amazon grab a lot, knowing that people will need a skein or two here and there.
Well, and even with this stuff, hey Paula, even with this stuff, she my lady, she's like, yeah, we had a bunch, but the big stores, she said they buy box cars full of it. And so I can't even get one package of it because they just bought 100 cases of it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I can't even get one package of it. That's what happened to the red.
Yes.
The red and the white and the black, the base colors. I can't get any of it. But I feel like we got some real pretty colors. I got some real pretty ones. And, enough to make. I figured if I could get a 10 pack, that's enough to make a blanket or pretty close.
Congratulations,
Linda. Yeah, Mary Maxim, their shipping.
Oh, wow, that's a great price. Shipping was $18.50.
Their shipping is based on how much you've spent. Because I've been looking at different companies, how their shipping works. And that's how they do theirs. They've got cutoffs based on how much you spend. And other companies, it's actual weight. And then other companies, it's a flat rate. It's who was it? I was just looking at. Oh, it's the Live Love Yarn out of Georgia. Theirs is $6.95 or $8.95 up to a certain amount, and then after that, it's free. And I'm like, how on earth do they do that? But it's pure. It is a lot of their yarn is very expensive. So they've built into their cost for shipping. They're charging, let's say, and I'm just making these numbers up, but let's say they've built $1 into every skein of yarn that goes towards shipping. But they're selling $20, $30 a skein yarn. So you're not even going to realize that $1 of that is shipping. And pure volume, their store it's like a warehouse. It's enormous. They've got everything under the sun. So
we have a similar thing here. Places after you buy a certain amount, it's free. And I was buying a pair of knitting needles, and I put them in my cart. It was $6.97 or something like that. And they said, spend another $68 to get free shipping. I thought, well, how tempting is that?
Yeah.
Rather than pay $6 for shipping. No, I didn't. I got the knitting needles. But that would be going just a bit too far. But even I can get free shipping from some places in the States if I spend like 165 Australian dollars, which I get, that's probably about $100 US. So unless they're having a really good sale, it's not worth it.
But if it's going to cost you $30 for shipping, I'd rather spend $30 on product.
Well, yes, if I wanted something that was getting close to that, yes, I would. But if I haven't felt the yarn before, usually when I buy 10 or 15 skeins at a time, because blankets are the things that I make, and usually it's 15 100-gram balls to make a blanket, knit a blanket or crochet it for me as a twin size blanket. So I wouldn't have enough of just buying one skein of all these different ones to feel it, to see if it's suitable.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't like that.
Yes. They should have sample sizes, just like a 5-gram mini skein or something like that.
Yeah, that would be
You can
nice.
just,
That would be
just
nice.
feel it. Mm.
Oh, yeah, because sometimes, or, like you said, to even work it up, sometimes it's weird. It's
Yes.
just. Oh, and I did order a set of pony knitting needles to try them out.
I like them.
Ordered a couple of crochet hooks and the one set of knitting needles. She said they were really low on knitting needles, but I ordered that size of mine where it's worn and it bothers me.
Yes.
I'm like, that's the size I'm going to try, and we'll see how it goes.
They're having
good, Linda. That is a good sale, yeah.
So were these fixed circular needles of the pony that you got?
They are, I think they're interchangeable.
Okay.
Because, yeah, I'm sure they were interchangeable. Because she asked me what size cable I wanted, so I told her 22.
Yes. I have bought fixed circulars before where one end is, say, a 4 millimeter and the other end is a 3.5 millimeter. And
good Lord.
I know, I always check my ones, and I've had to return them a couple of times.
Yeah.
Sullivan is the cheapish brand here, and I find they're the ones that usually have the wrong needle on different ones on each end. I don't know how.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't know how that happens. Yeah.
Well, we've got people here from all over, so tell me, you guys, how many of you guys have heard of the brand Pony? Just like the little horse, Pony. I'd never heard of it, and then I was talking to Cheryl, and she says she's like, that's what I'm using right now. Yeah. So they do crochet hooks and knitting needles. So I'm wondering if maybe it's just a thing in our area that we don't have. So I'm curious now if that's something that you guys are familiar with.
I should pop into the other room and get them. No?
Amy's not heard
of
them.
Show the logo.
Linda, is that something they've got in your part of the world? Paula's not.
I wonder if they're a British brand.
Because both of the companies that I am wholesaling through carry them. And Cascade, it's the only brand they carry. Linda's never heard of them. This is bizarre.
Wow.
That's so strange because, yeah, I thought with Cascade carrying them, and it's the only brand they carry. I thought that is weird. And neither has Vijay. Okay, this is strange.
Okay.
This is really strange. But, I'm struggling with, the crochet hooks. I've got the 4 kinds, and that's what I'm going to stick with that. I got a couple, I got a big one and then a couple of smaller ones just to check them out. Yeah. But I thought it was really funny that my other wholesaler, the one that I did get my crochet hooks through, they carried the Pony brand as well. And I thought, this is weird because I've never heard of it. But
maybe they're trying to break into the States.
Maybe.
Like if they're a British company.
Yeah, but if it's the only brand that Cascade carries.
Cascade do a lot of their yarns in India, don't they?
India and Peru.
I'll just do a quick check to see where Pony
let's see where
are
Pony
made.
From. Okay. I should have them by Monday or Tuesday. And I changed the delivery address, so it's coming right to me now. So that's going to make it a lot easier. But yeah, I'm definitely going to try that out. And I don't know if I'm going to get the metal ones or the bamboo ones.
Okay, so it says that the headquarters and facilities are in India.
Oh, well, that would make sense because they get a lot of their yarn from India.
But it says Pony Needles Europe. So maybe there's some tax break for them to be based in India rather than in Europe. I'm not sure. So yes, it sounds like it's not common in the States.
I'm sure they were in this book also. Addie, Boy, Brittany. That's another brand I've never heard of.
We had, a lot of my knitting needles are from the 1960s.
Oh, yeah, there it is. There it is. Pony, Susan Bates, Prim, Pony, Knitter's Pride, Clover, Chowgoo, Libby Spun. Never heard of that. Brittany, Boy, and Addie. So from my main wholesaler that I get all kinds of, basically every notion, all of the notions I get from these guys. They have the pony as well.
The brands that I tend to have are, apart from the ponies, which are newer ones, I've got Knit Pro interchangeable set, but my older ones are Aero, AERO, or Beehive.
Nope, never heard of either of those.
No, and they're British. Yes. I don't know that Aeros are still made. So long since I've needed to buy any knitting needles. Oh, okay. So Aero are now sold and distributed under the name of Prim.
Oh, Prim. I love Prim.
Yeah. And so that's what Aero. Yeah. Yes, that's true. Although for knitting needles and that, it'd just be manufacturing. I can't imagine it would be very expensive. Like labor is cheaper, but it's not a labor-intensive process manufacturing. I wouldn't imagine. Like I couldn't imagine them saving that much money.
What is that?
I had never heard of Hero hooks. I don't know that we have them in Australia, but I know they're the ones that Crystal collects, and I'd never heard of them before then.
Oh, that's
Gem.
right.
There's another brand, Gem, that she collects, GEM. I've never heard of that one
No, I
either.
haven't heard of them.
But Australia is traditionally, we get our things from the UK. We follow their lead up until recently, but definitely in the 60s and 70s. It would have been hard pressed to find anything that was made in America if it was also made in England. For a long time, we couldn't buy books from the United States. We couldn't import books from the United States.
Really?
It was also published in Britain. There was a trade agreement there as part of the Commonwealth that we had to get the books from the UK, and our books were wickedly expensive. The exact same book you could get for, say, $5 in the States would cost us $25.
Wow.
Because we had to go with Britain. Yeah, that's collapsed now, especially with online. I used to get a lot of my online. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't even. They have a few pony, but not much. They've got they've got a 24, a 32, and a 40-inch circular. And they start at a 5 and go up to a 19. That's got to be the needle size, right?
Yes, but that's your needle sizes. I would say. I don't have my ruler in here, my conversion.
Yeah, because then they've got the metrics. So the metrics are 3.75 to a 15.
Yes. I would never use the 15. I can't. No. It just feels like I'm, using the curtain rods to knit with.
And then they've got a few DPNs.
Blanket yarn, the really thick, like Banat blanket. I can't knit with it. I can't crochet with it. I can do Tunisian crochet with it, but not for long because it's so heavy.
Yeah.
But I just can't get my tension right with really, really thick yarns.
Right.
So while you're perusing that, I'm going to ask, does anyone have any questions about their shawls, either knit or the crochet one? because we're just gabbing around here today.
Yeah. Looking at knitting needles. And sock blockers. I got to buy some sock blockers.
Mm. I like interchangeable needles, but I think for new knitters, I wouldn't go out and buy an interchangeable set because you don't know, that you're going to stick with it. And they're expensive to buy a whole set at once.
I just bought my first set at Christmas time. Well, no, that's not true. Because I've got my Knitter's Pride that I bought last summer. And then I bought my Chalgoes at Christmas because I hit a really good sale, 30% off sale.
Yes.
Okay,
Wow.
Boxes, hostess gifts. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Huh. That's funny.
Can't imagine with the free trade now that they would be expensive. And that's that's probably why you would make your own. It'd probably work out cheaper to make your own woolen socks.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah.
Very well be. Section 3, ridged eyelet. Boy, you are flying, Linda.
Excellent. I'll have to get the star stitch video up.
You
soon.
better.
I'll make it. Oh, things have been happening here that you just, yeah, so it's taking a long while. And then when I do have a clear day, it's like, nah, I don't want to. I don't want to do that. Because you know it's going to be a pain, that the birds are going to go. And as soon as you start it, the guy next door will decide to do the slashing. Wow, $20 a pair of socks. My goodness. Wow. No, they were never that expensive in Australia. We used to have our own manufacturers for socks. Row 2. It's the Garter Ridge, not the Garter Ridge. Yes, the Garter Ridge eyelet is an easy one. The star stitch probably starts to get a bit harder.
So where can we find the pattern now?
On Dropbox.
It is back on Dropbox. Okay.
It's back on Dropbox, yes.
Perfect.
And the lady that I had lined up who was going to take the pretty pictures for the Ravelry page and all that, yeah, she dropped out. She bailed on me.
You can just take
after 3 weeks. It was 3 weeks. Like, don't just say you're going to do it and then put it off. Okay, put it off once, twice, then the third time, and then say you forgot about it. And it's like, so I'm probably just, because I don't take very good photos. Like, I don't take the artsy photos that they usually have to attract people.
We just need to they just need to be clear and well lit.
Yes.
That's
and even
really,
that can be
even, you know, if you've got a front porch, if you've got a railing, I've seen people hang them from their clothesline, especially a shawl.
I do my blankets from the clothesline because then we've got the gum trees behind it. So
yeah, that'll look fabulous.
Looks nice.
With kangaroo hopping by.
Yeah, might be a bit blurry. I could drape the shawl around one of the kangaroos.
That would be perfect. You have her hold it, wrap her baby up in it.
Yes. I was just thinking the other day, because we've got quite a few pregnant kangaroos around at the moment, and the joeys aren't that small. Like, they should be like, off you go, find your own home now, because you know you've outgrown it. But it's like, when we're pregnant, we get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Kangaroos, they have tiny little babies, like little, but then they grow and grow and grow in the pouch, and it can look like they're 9 months pregnant. Yeah. When they've got the baby in the joey in the pouch. Yes.
But they're tiny when they're born, or they're big?
Oh yeah, they're tiny. They're tiny. They're hairless. They just they're little.
Huh.
And a lot of animals actually have really tiny babies, especially the mammals have tiny babies. Yeah. So yeah, that was interesting. We have all sorts, and the males, they're big. They look like they've been working out in a gym. You know, some of the males, they're 6 foot tall, easily 6 feet tall.
Wow.
They'll step over a 5-foot fence like it's not even there.
Really?
Yeah. No worries at all. And they're muscly. They're like, they've got the muscles here and the biceps, and yeah, they'd kill you. You wouldn't want to get in a fight. That's why they called the boxing kangaroo. It was, yes.
Okay, and so Linda's on the 4th repeat. I just added the 5th repeat on mine, or I don't know about
Yes.
section. I did the 5th skein of yarn. I added that 5th skein of yarn, and I'm so glad that I did. I think it's the perfect size now.
Yes, I'm adding. I'm on my 4th skein, but they were 200-gram balls. So, and it was fingering weight. So it's massive. It's long. I kind of want to use the whole skein because I won't
just
use
finish
half
it
a
up.
skein, and probably end up with 6 or 7 repeats on it. We'll see.
Yeah, that'll
But
be good.
I actually thought, could I buy some more, another skein or 2, and make it like a lightweight blanket?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm thinking of taking. I mean, it's such a. The pattern is so nice. I'm thinking of literally turning it into a Ruana, because all you have to do is just make 2 of them and then sew it together at the center seam, and that's it. And then if you wanted to, you could take like a border all the way around the thing just to give it a little bit of strength right there.
Yeah, it will be big gaming. But I got some wool the other day that turned up. This is.
Oh, look at that! It's purple.
It's purple. It's a plum purple. This is from Bendigo Woolen Mills, and it's 17 micron wool.
Oh, that's that one you're talking about.
Yes, it's so soft. But again, because I hadn't used it before, I wasn't sure how much I should get. So I got four of this color, and one that's a caramel color.
Ooh, that's nice.
So I thought if I made a top, I would do it mostly in this color and then a stripe with this every now and then. But I'm actually thinking I might make a blanket with it because it's really soft. An iris shawl, iris stitch blanket, something like that. But it's so soft. You wouldn't know that it was 100% wool. There's no grab on this at all. I've been spooking about it to whoever. And Crystal's just said in her live last night that she ordered some too. And it's in the States. So she probably got all of the colors. I just got one color, 4 of one and 1 of the other. But it's so cheap. I don't know what the postage would be to the States. But this was $19 Australian for 200 grams of a DK weight.
And where did you get it?
I'm thinking about $12 American.
Yeah. Where did you order it from?
Bendigo Woolen Mills.
Bendigo, Bendigo.
Correct.
Oh, Bendigo Woolen Mills. There it is.
Yep. And it's Whisper. It's it says 8 ply, but it's a DK weight. And
there it is, Whisper. $19 for 200-gram ball.
Their wool is so cheap for what you get, even for by Australian standards. It's very, very cheap.
Oh my gosh, look at those colors.
Yes.
Well, it's on sale until July 18th.
Where it goes up to $22 or something. So yes.
Machine washable.
Yes, they don't say dry, so they don't specifically say it's superwash, but you can warm machine wash on a short cycle. Don't tumble dry.
I wouldn't anyway. Anything that says superwash, I'm still not putting it in the dryer.
No.
It just doesn't make sense.
And I'm very dubious about putting it in the washing machine as well.
Look at that beautiful purple. The plum, is that what you got?
Yes.
Because that cherry is pretty too. Ooh, look at the Baltic. Ooh, and the scarlet.
They actually sent me the shade card
Oh,
for it. And the red, it's a cherry. It is a cherry red, actually.
oh gosh, that's pretty.
Sorry, that was the scarlet. Then they have a cherry as well. They're all nice colors and they're so soft.
Mm-hmm. So
So,
let's
yes.
see. Add to
I think
bag.
I'm going to stock up on that one.
So $76, view bag. They don't have enough because Cheryl bought it all.
No, Crystal bought it all. I only bought 5 balls. And they've only released it last month. I got their email about it being released in the middle of the night. And I don't know why I was checking my email. I saw it. I thought, okay, I'm going to go. I'll have a look. And I thought, yep, I'll get some. The colors that I wanted were out of stock, on back order. And I'm thinking, you've only just sent this email out. But it looks like they're back in stock now. Some of
They
them.
don't have enough of the blue.
How many are you wanting?
4?
Oh, okay. Yeah, Crystal's been there. Or I've told too many people about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see. Let's try.
Let me know what you want. And
Well, I was just looking to see how they're handling their shipping.
oh, I see.
I can't afford it. I can't afford to buy this. I can't afford to buy anything right now.
Probably, what would I think? I'd
No,
probably
they
think
don't have anything.
No? Wow.
Every color I put in here, it says out of stock.
Okay. Let me see.
try
Let me
two.
see if it really is you or whether it's because
Yeah.
you're overseas.
Well, I don't think they know I am.
Oh, some people a lot of places know that I'm overseas. It looks like you're shopping from Australia.
Yeah.
Would you like
You're
to go
right,
here
Amy.
or here?
The second Cheryl what's her name? Crystal. The second Crystal puts anything in, they sell out.
Yes, she hasn't. She said on her live it's in her state at the moment, so she hasn't actually seen it. But yes, it's okay.
I'm going to try putting 1 in there and see what happens.
Well, I just put 1 in. That was okay.
Oh, I can get 1. I can get 1 of black. Let's see if I can get 2. Because we don't like to use black for much of anything.
Oh no, it says we don't have Whisper 8-ply Baltic in the recommended quantity, so we'll back order the remaining 4. Must admit though that they're pretty good with the back orders. It doesn't take long.
I can get 2 blacks. Let's see if we can get 4.
Yeah, the plum probably isn't as purple as it appears on my monitor.
Mm-hmm. It's really beautiful, right?
It's still lovely. Hi, Gwen.
Hi, Margaret. We're shopping in Australia right now.
Yes.
No, I've lost it. No. Here we go.
Yes, I find that too, Amy. As soon as Crystal says anything, it's out of stock. Doesn't matter how expensive it is, really. Like there was one that she was getting from the UK. It was those big ones that the lady hand tied all of the different strands together. I can't remember who it was. I did sign up to her emails, and yeah, they were sold out of the colours that Crystal had mentioned when she mentioned it. I usually go and have a look just to see, is there anything left by the time I get to, not that I buy them, but is there anything left by the time I get to see Crystal's video on it and that sort of thing.
Okay, so I've got
Yes.
2 skeins in my cart.
So that's 400 grams. Okay. I reckon that would be $25 postage. Excuse me.
Nope, not United Kingdom. Wrong one. United States. Washington.
And they're probably going, why are all these people suddenly buying our wool from the United States?
Washington. They won't even send to my state. My state's not even on the list. We don't even exist in their list of states.
Welcome to my
Yes.
world. I
Really?
usually don't exist.
Is that right? I've never had that happen before. That's weird. All right, Amy, I'm sending it to you. Oh, Amy, I've got a question. That reminded me. I have a question for you. But first, I'm picking your state. They're going to want my zip code. I know they're going to want my zip code. I might have to pick Texas. Where did California go? Yep, they want the $25 shipping.
Picked it.
I paid that much shipping when I ordered something from Mary Maxim.
That's probably $25 Australian.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Yeah, Australian Post Courier International Shipping.
Yep. So it'll probably be about $17 American.
So right now, let's see. Okay, it's $59.
I sent something to Amber, Amy, and I had it in a box. It was 502 grams or something like that. And they also said that they weren't accepting, America wasn't accepting mail from Australia at the moment. So I took it home, took it out of the box, put it in a plastic bag, added some extra stuff, 498 grams. And I would have added a letter, but that took it over the 500 grams. So I'd try and squeeze as much in there as I can for the postage.
So $59. So that's the 2 skeins of yarn and postage is $39.
American.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And it's for 400 grams.
This was $24.77. So let's put that in.
Hey, Steve.
24.77. $16.50 for posting, which I have paid that much from Mary Maxim. Yeah. You just did. Somebody on here just paid that much.
Yeah.
So, but if I was sending that to you, it'd have been $45.
Yes. It's crazy, isn't it? I sent a blanket to the States. So it was just under 2 kilos and it cost me 65 Australian dollars, which would be $60 Australian. I think it was 45 American.
60.
I thought that's a bargain. It's like it can be cheaper.
39.
So much, sorry?
39.
Yeah. So yes, anything you offer Australia, just let me know and I'll send it over.
Yeah, Steve, we're trying to order some yarn that Cheryl just bought, but then Crystal talked about it and now we can't get it. It's gone.
Yes. It's gone. But it's so nice and soft. This is the one, Steve. This is a 17 micron merino it's a crepe twist, so it's twisted quite tightly so that it'll resist pilling as well. But I can't believe that they can sell it for so cheaply.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Like I said, it's just an opening day thing.
But even at its regular price of $22 is cheap,
22.
200 grams. Mm.
Yep.
So what would that be? What would
22?
22?
No, I've lost my thing now. Just a minute. I'll find it again. Yeah.
It'd probably be about 15, 14, 15.
I gotta figure it out again. How could I have lost it? I just had it up. Yeah, let's look again. Yeah. Put it in again. Not a problem.
They're very friendly. I've had to ring them a couple of times to do special orders, and they're very, very friendly. So if you really wanted something, I could say, hey, I noticed that Washington isn't on your international list. I go, no worries at all.
Okay, now what did you just ask me?
22 Australian dollars to US.
$14.66.
Okay, so you're paying $7.33 per 100 grams for 17 micron merino wool in a DK weight. That is crazy. Crazy.
Is that super good?
That's super good. Like 100% merino.
Yeah. Yeah. That is very good.
100 grams. So a hank for $7.33.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because that's a 200-gram ball.
Yes.
Wow. That's amazing. That is amazing.
Yes, I'd like Australian prices, but I'd like American dollars to spend. So,
yeah.
I mean, even Australian is cheap, but yeah, it is an awesome deal. And that's why I'll probably get some while I can, because they'll have it as a limited edition. So it might be around for a year and then it will go. But when it's that nice, they had a merino bamboo blend. Oh, it was gorgeous, but they don't make it anymore. And I don't know why they stopped doing it, because it's beautiful yarn. All right, enough about Australian yarn.
No. We love it. We love it. We love it. I was going to say something. Amy, I have a question for you. So, because California has the Prop 64? And so basically anything that we ship in to California, we have to put that warning label on it that, hey, watch out, this might kill you.
Yeah.
How does it work in the stores? If you walk into, because I'm like, I know how picky everybody is about the labels on their yarn. So I have to put a sticker on the yarn label, Prop 65. So if you go to Joann Fabrics or Walmart and buy a skein of yarn, does it have a sticker on it? Does it have a warning label on it? How does that work? Or does it just like on the store, hey, watch out, everything in this store is going to kill you? How does that work? That's my question. Because otherwise, if I ship anything into California, I'm going to have to put those stickers on the yarn label. And I know people are not going to be happy with that.
Does it have to be stuck?
There's a sign at the door that covers everything in the store. So, yeah, I'm going to have to. Because I was wondering if I could put it on my shipping list, which I don't include right now, but at some point I'm going to be able to do that.
If it was in a plastic bag, could you just put it on the plastic bag and not on the individual label?
I don't know. Maybe.
it's a sealed bag, you should.
If it's a sealed bag, but my bags aren't sealed because it has, you know, all the different stuff. Now, the one I just sent to Amy, they were sealed. Maybe, yeah. I don't know if being on the packing slip is enough of a, if that works for their requirement. I'm gonna have to go online and look. But I was talking to Dana about that. She's like, you can't put that on the label, on the yarn label. I'm like, I'm gonna have to find out. And then we were wondering what the stores did. So yeah, they put it right there on the door, and it covers everything in the store. Yeah.
So what happens, Amy, if you buy something from Mary Maxim online, so that's not in California? What do they do?
Yeah, when you get something, when you order something, how do they handle it? Is it just on the packing slip? Because I get things even sometimes. Hey, Nifty. I get
Nifty.
things. Yeah, I know. After I mailed it, I'm like, oh, it's Amy. She's not going to sue me.
Yeah. But now we all know.
Yeah.
Where's our free yarn, Robbin?
Yeah, it was.
Hush yarn.
Hush yarn.
Yes.
You know, honestly, it didn't even register to me that you were in California until after I had given it to the guy, and I'm like, oh man, I needed to double check her address to make sure I wrote the address right. And then I'm like, oh crap, she's in California. But it is on my website. I do have it listed on my website that everything I sell could kill you if you live in California.
Yes. Very fragile constitutions in California. I hear all that sun is just not good for you.
Okay. So next time you get something in the mail, look and see how they mark it. I'm sure they just put it on the packing list.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Well, that's the problem, Steve. I don't know if that's good enough for California. Because there's stickers. You can buy all these stickers, and you're supposed to mark the package. And if it's yarn, that means I have to put it on the skein of yarn.
Can you put it as cardboard so that you can just fold it over the current label that's on there, but they can remove it?
I don't know. I don't know if they consider that.
I mean, you could also tape it closed so that they could just cut the.
Yeah. So you've received it with just the card inside of packaging? Because I've received it where it's literally a label on the box, but I've never received it with. Well, the other day, what caught my eye was the other day those crochet hooks. Okay, so you officially live in, but is your mailing address California? Because that's what it's going to go by, is your mailing address. When I ordered those crochet hooks, some of them had stickers on them, and some of them did not, and they all came from the same place, which was funny.
We have a gentleman here in Australia whose son recently passed away from choking on a grape. He was 1 year old. The boy was 1 year old. And I feel really sorry for this guy. That would have been horrible. He wants warning labels put on grapes now to warn that they're a choking hazard. And I thought that's just, I know he's grieving, but that's just absolutely ridiculous.
It is. Yeah.
Put a big sign up in the shops as well. So what are you going to do? You're going to do it for your Maltesers and your Jaffas and
all food is a choking hazard. It has to be cut small. And honestly, as a first aid instructor, that is one of the things that I tell people. Hi, Sue. I tell people grapes need to be cut into quarters.
Mm.
because they're
Apparently,
very
another kid gave it to him at the swimming pool. I don't know how old the other boy was or the other child was,
yeah.
but there's nothing that you could do. Like there are some situations that you just can't
Mm-hmm.
avoid. Like it would need to be on popcorn as well.
Oh,
There's
popcorn is
so
a
many
terrible
things.
one. Popcorn is a
Yeah.
bad one.
Yep.
Carrots, because they're so hard, they you choke on them quite easily.
Yes.
You shouldn't give a kid popcorn until they're 2 years old.
Yep. We didn't give.
Grapes. The same with
And
grapes. But adults choke on those things. So
yes. But you can, like to me, you can take warnings too far. Like they become so ubiquitous that people just don't bother
they don't pay any
registering
attention
it. Like the labels on the, everything that gets sent to California. We've got 2 people in here who say, we don't know. I don't take any notice anymore because it's everywhere for everything.
I have cherry tomatoes.
Cherry tomatoes, same thing. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Posted.
See, I mean, I'd always imagined that California would be an expensive state to live in.
It's one of the most expensive. New York and California, I think, are the 2 most expensive.
But then again, I don't really know that much about California. I thought it was sunshine everywhere. And then someone was saying that, I think it was Amy was saying that it was snowing up in the...
Oh, I don't have 10 or more employees. I don't have to provide a warning label.
Oh, there you go.
Businesses with 10 or more employees. So there you go, Amy. I'm safe.
Also, Amy, are you saying if you could afford to move, you would live somewhere else?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because you can buy the labels already with the words on them and just pop them on everything.
The
snow.
So I've already looked at into that, but I just wasn't sure how it needed to be. Yeah, there's over 1,000 things listed on the website that we have to warn people about. But the problem is, it's like a chemical that could be. So like, let's say I sell a project bag that has a zipper. So the chemical could be used in the tab of the zipper. Well, I wouldn't know that.
No.
But it's my responsibility as the person that sells the project bag to give you the warning.
Okay. So how much safer is California because of all of the warnings than the rest of the country? Like
no, not at all.
No?
None
I didn't think so, but
yes. Somebody's making money from the labels. And the reality is, because I have no idea what does or does not have this stuff in it, I'm putting the label on everything. Because the label says this item may have something in it that could cause cancer.
So they have a big sticker across the sun in California, like, don't go outside because the sun could give you cancer? Or is that like just in schools they teach you that?
I don't know.
Sorry. Taking the mickey. We do stupid things like that too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because this one warning label, and this is a really simple one, but it says this item may cause reproductive harm.
Okay. For some people, that's not a bad thing.
This product, now some of them, if it's a known item, this product contains chemicals known to the state of California to cause cancer and birth defects or other reproductive harm. So if you know your item has in it, then you have to put that label on it. Well, now that might cause me to stop and think about using it. It's just like lead paint. If I know this thing has lead in it, I'm not going to use it. But it shouldn't have lead in it in this day and age. But if I've got a ubiquitous one that says may have, everything may have. So, but yeah, I read the whole thing, and it really sounded like everything that I sell that goes into the state of California has to have a warning label on it.
Now, you see, that's not the picture of California we have here in Australia. Yeah. California is like sun surf beach, everyone
laid back, chill.
Yeah. Do what you want to do, be who you want to be, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and there's, like I said, there's over 1,000 chemicals on their list.
Have they thought of actually putting like a wall around California to block it off from the rest of festy America that's, trying to kill them all?
Yeah.
With their chemicals and
pretty soon they're going to want us to put it in multiple languages. Don't even suggest that.
No.
So,
how did we survive? How did we get to be our ripe old ages?
I watched some silly little, a YouTube short the other day, and they were teasing us about drinking out of the hose when we were kids, drinking out of the hose. And it's like,
absolutely.
What do you mean you drank out of the hose? Why didn't you drink out of the sink? And it's like, because we were outside playing.
Yes.
That's why.
Exactly. You didn't stop to go inside.
24 hours a day inside, parked in front of a television set. We went outside and rode our bikes and played ball and,
Unhook the sprinkler and drink.
Oops, there you go. Yeah, it was funny. Yeah. And we left the house in the morning and we went out and played, and we came back at noon to eat lunch, and then we went back to the house. And when the street lights came on, we came back in the house, and that was it.
Yes, that was it.
Paint.
Yeah, and that was when we chewed on the lead paint. But
in winter, we used to get frost on the front windscreen, and Dad used to make us go out with a hose just to hose it off, and sometimes it would shoot bullets of ice. So of course you wouldn't do it to the car. You're not going to damage the car. You'd aim it at your sister or something like that.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. And then the car wouldn't start because it was so cold. So we'd all be at the front pushing it up the driveway so that Dad could then get, down the street. Oh,
exactly.
Life was tough.
Exactly. Yes.
I filled my water balloons out of
your water balloons. Yeah. That's right.
But you never saw three girls move as fast as to be the first one to get to the hose in winter, because you knew if it had been a really cold night.
Yeah. Oh, hey, don't forget the thummies, you guys. I know there's not that many, but it helps. Apparently it helps. I don't know if it really does or not. I don't know. But yeah. Oh, I know. The freckles riding our bikes. And we had one bike, so we all took turns riding the bike.
Yes. We didn't have any bikes, but a neighbor did. And they were our best friends.
Yeah, playing football and baseball, and I don't think we played basketball. I don't remember playing basketball as a kid.
No. No.
I don't think we had a basketball, but we had footballs and we had baseballs and we had footballs. And we played hockey. We played hockey in the street with a baseball, or maybe, yeah, it was a baseball. And we took my grandma's cane and turned it sideways, and that was our hockey stick. Yeah. Yeah, we didn't go to kindergarten. None of us went to kindergarten, but I can remember my mother giving me a note and sending me to the store to buy her cigarettes.
Oh, yes.
And I wasn't in school yet.
Yes.
Oh,
and
yeah,
the lady next
George
door
in the
used to
West.
do that.
Yeah.
She used to give us 5 cents to go to the shop for her, which was only down the street and around the corner, but you could get so many lollies for 5 cents.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
there were 3 for 1 cent and things like that.
For a nickel.
Yes.
Yep. Stop with a telephone pole. Stating. Yeah. Yeah.
The street that I lived in was facing downhill. We didn't have any curbing or guttering. It was just like a mound of grass. And so with the billy cart, if you picked up too much speed because you had 3 or 4 of you on this poor little billy cart, you just go up the embankment and then hope that you stop before you got to the neighbour's fence. Yeah.
Or you would stop for sure that way.
Oh, you would, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We did have a sled. I remember we had like a Red Ryder type sled. We did have one of those, but we didn't have any hills by our house. So somebody was dragging us. No, I was going to say maybe we hitched on the back of a car, but I don't think we did that. I don't remember doing that. I know you guys did.
The hood of a car hooked on with a rope
to the back of another car. Yeah. Yeah. With a truck going down I do kind of remember that, but not really. I don't think we did that. I think maybe the bigger kids did that, but probably I was pretty little when the house
pretty dangerous, Paula.
Yeah.
Use the cars to stop me. Like, you mean hanging on or just crash into them?
Yeah, I don't remember.
We went up Sled Hill. My dad pulled the hood of the car up there and then turned the sluice.
Go down the hill,
Go down the hill. And my brother went through the barbed wire fence.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Barbed wire fences aren't much fun.
Yeah, we must have. I remember my brother holding on to the bumper. What did they call that?
Lucky bobbin.
No, we didn't call it that. We called it something, but we'd hold on to the bumper and, ski jogging. I don't remember what they called it, but
Hooky bobbin.
a car would go around the corner and they'd grab onto the bumper and do that. But I don't remember doing that. So, they were older than me, so I didn't do as much of that. And plus, I was a big scaredy cat, so I didn't do as much of that kind of stuff.
Bob, 13 miles because we got going too fast, and I was afraid
to let go.
Now, thinking about it, I think all of us in here are the reason why California has so many warnings.
So many rules, yes. Yeah, that could very well be it. Yeah, and why our kids have 5-point harnesses.
Yes.
Yeah. We were laying across the back seat asleep, and they're all strapped in like they're on a plane flight.
We used to. Do you have a vehicle called a panel van? It's kind of like a combi, but not, in that there's the front seat and then there's just the
just like a delivery van, just kind of all big and open in the back.
Yeah. But it's got got a roof and sides on it. Well, we used to sit on the wheel hubs on the inside because there were no seat belts, there were no seats.
Right.
Mum and Dad were in the front seat. Yep. And you'd sit on and you'd go around the corner and everyone's
everybody go flying off. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We used to do that in the pickup without anything to hold us up.
Yep. In the pickup trucks, open in the pickups. And then, do you guys remember the station wagon? It's a real station wagon, and it would have this seat, and then the third seat facing backwards. So you'd see
that was the Chevrolet.
Yep.
No, the third part for our station wagons back in the 70s was like a trunk. So it was just empty storage space that you'd put the dogs or whatever,
Oh,
or
yeah.
your camping gear or your
Mhm.
shopping or your grocery shopping and all that sort of
Yep.
thing. There wasn't a seat there. That wasn't until we started getting minivans and stuff like that.
No, we had those. In fact, when I learned to crochet, that's what me and my grandma were sitting in that back seat facing backwards. And that's when she taught me to crochet. I can't believe they stuck grandma in the way back with me. We called that the way back. You had the front seat, the back seat, and the way back.
Way back there.
The way back. She was probably, let me think, because she passed away when I was 10. So she was probably about 50-ish, 50, 52 or 3. So, that's pretty young.
Woman.
That's pretty young. Ooh.
Pretzels.
Peanut butter pretzels. That's right. That would flip down that
I
seat.
see.
Yeah, that was a bit ago. Yeah, I forgot. That one would lay down. Wow.
No, ours usually if our seats laid down, they laid down towards the driver to make that part longer. Yes. And that's how they tend to go these days too, to make the boot a bit bigger. You can get longer things in there.
Yeah, that was fun.
Facing backwards.
Oh, is that right?
Well, it's been a nice trip down memory lane.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, Cheryl, have you always lived in the area of Australia that you do now?
No, we've only been here 20 years. I grew up in Sydney.
The big city.
So I'm in my 60s. We've been here 20 years. We moved here when I was 42. Yeah, so 40 years basically in Sydney, in various suburbs of Sydney. And Newcastle. Sydney and Newcastle, which is about 2 hours north. It's a city, but it's nowhere near the size of Sydney. And my husband Steve was from Newcastle. Yes, I think they were cooler, Sue, because we didn't have all the restrictions, and also we didn't have all the electronics as well. But a lot of restrictions. It was safer because there were less people and less cars. Like you could play out on the road. There weren't as many cars. Kids weren't getting kidnapped as often.
Yeah, it wasn't as dangerous.
It wasn't as dangerous. I mean, it happened, but it wasn't. An everyday occurrence. But your parents didn't worry about you walking to the shops or walking to school.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all. Yeah. And you had other kids in the neighborhood, and everybody just played, and everybody knew you were at so-and-so's house, and you're just going to go have dinner with so-and-so, and you let your mom know where you were, and that was the end of it.
Ball in the street.
That was the end of it. Ice cream truck. Yep. Yes. Come down the street and there's 400 kids there, and
and you can hear the Mr. Ours was the Mr. Whippy guy. We used to call him Mr. Whippy, because he had the whipped cream, like the soft serve cones, as well as other things as well.
Oh, yeah. Our ice cream truck doesn't have that. It was no soft serve. It was just like drumsticks or fudgesicles or what was it?
Those as well.
The orange and white with the wooden spoon, that wooden. Yep.
Oh, yes, those horrible wooden spoons.
Horrible wooden spoons. And
now they're back because they're environmentally friendly. And it's like,
they're awful.
The texture's like a cat's tongue.
Oh, I hate them.
Like you're really rough and dry and
Yeah.
Yes.
Ugh. Tongue depressors.
Yes, they did. I mean, everyone watched everyone else's kids, and the kids looked after the older kids, looked after the younger kids while they were out in the streets playing as well. Yes.
We'd have a sleep out in the backyard. Everybody'd get out their sleeping bags, and we'd all sleep out in the backyard.
What are you people, savages, sleeping outside?
Yep.
Too many mosquitoes.
grasshoppers. Oh, the mosquitoes. You'd get eaten alive by the mosquitoes. Chiggers. Linda,
That sounds sad.
the chiggers. Oh,
What are chiggers?
there's this little teeny tiny bugs. You can't even see them. Some
Mm.
people call them no-see-ums. And my grandma lived in Georgia, in Augusta, Georgia. And we slept out in the backyard. We went there and us kids were out and we slept in the yard. And I got up in the morning and my arm must have had 500 chigger bites.
But you enjoy
Wow.
watching fireflies.
Oh, man, it was awful. Just awful.
I wonder if they're like our midgies. They're really tiny. You can see them if the sun's right. You can see them swarming in the
flipping
air.
around in the air. Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
it's just terrible. We don't have them here, but
They're
boy, when we were in
bloodsuckers.
Georgia, we had them.
Mm.
I didn't sleep outside.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be horrible, Amy. Burrowing under.
Oh, fire ants. We don't have fire ants here, but
Yeah, we do.
do we here?
We do.
In Texas, they have fire ants.
They're really bad
Terrible.
in Texas.
Terrible,
Mm.
terrible.
We've
Mhm.
got
Nope.
infestations here as well. It's not as widespread, but
Mhm.
and they're not where I am at the moment. Yes, Paula, we used to have Sue, sorry, we had daily milk deliveries and bread deliveries, and we even had a greengrocer who used to come around once a week.
Really?
Yeah.
I lived in Germany for a year. My husband was husband number
One.
Mm.
Number one.
was it one number one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, husband number one was in the military. Well, that's right, because it was the kids' dad. Husband number one was in the military, and they had beer deliveries.
Oh,
Beer man would come along and leave your bottles of beer, and they were big. They were
Quart size.
probably liter bottles, like quart size.
Mm.
And he would leave
Mm.
however many you ordered, leave it on the porch right next to the milk.
Got to get your priorities right.
Yep. Oh yeah, Arizona's got terrible fire ants too.
Oh, that will.
Yep.
No. Are they the fire ants, once they bite you, does it go like a really pussy
I've never been
wound?
bitten by one. So
No,
I don't
neither have I, but I know they're not nice.
They bite bad.
Mm.
If the milkman and
Yep.
he would bring
And-
our milkman used to bring eggs too. We would get
Yep.
basically anything dairy, eggs and milk and cheese,
Mm.
sour cream, anything dairy he would bring. And we had an insulated box, kind of like a 1 foot square box on the front porch.
Yep.
And he'd put all that stuff in there. I
And
love
we'd get free milk at school as well, that they used to deliver. For some reason, where they delivered it was out in the sun.
Mm, that
Yeah,
was good.
Insulated.
not good.
Not terribly well insulated, but you didn't want to
Mm.
leave it out there all day. Yeah, those fire ants, they hurt terrible.
Because it had galvanized on the outside
Right.
of it. And you got the outside of it got hot.
Terrible, terrible.
Yes, one school I went to had the milk outside. The others would have undercover areas or into the canteen. But see, we only had canteen once a week, and that was on Mondays because no one froze their bread back then. So you didn't have fresh bread for sandwiches for school.
Oh,
So not everyone, but a lot of people would have canteen just on Mondays. It was only open on Mondays at schools.
did you feed the starter yesterday?
Nope.
Oh, it's probably dead.
No.
You're making sourdough, are you?
Bubbling today.
Yeah, and I worked all day yesterday, and then I just realized tonight I was doing something, and I'm like, oh, I forgot to feed the sourdough yesterday, and I haven't fed it today, so it's probably no good now.
No. It's good, I said. I've seen it bubbling.
Yeah, I don't have anything that I can work on while I talk right now. So
Yes, I pretend if I've given up doing it, but last time I think I was crocheting along and like, yeah, I'm zooming along here and pulled out 3 rows after we finished. Because
Yeah.
Robin was saying something like, we're going to be, it's a skip week next week, and we don't do this. And so I'm double crocheting, skip one, double crocheting, skip one, double crocheting in every row. It happens if I'm crocheting while I'm listening to someone's tutorial. Even if I'm knitting and listening to someone's crochet tutorial, my pattern will get mucked up. Like I'll, knit 3, purl 4, or whatever, if they were doing.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I could work on the baby's dress now that I know how big I need to make it. Does anybody remember what size hook I'm using?
Probably a 3.75 millimeter, I'd say.
I've got a bread recipe in here.
Cool.
I've got the list of the 10 hats I need to make.
Yeah. That's crazy. Seriously, I'd be telling your brother-in-law to make the hats himself. Yeah.
There's the pattern that came with the yarn. Well, I don't have the pattern for the dress. So it's in a different bag somewhere.
I thought you were just going up and down at the moment. And so does it button up the front or at the back?
The front.
The front.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be sweet.
Oh, you're right. I had to buy a hook for it. I had to buy that hook. And I just put it in this bag over here. Because I wondered, I was like, gee, I wonder what this hook is for. It's kind of an odd size. What would I do without you people? What?
I was only guessing, Amy. I had no idea what hook size
that's
Robin
the
was
hook
using.
I had to go buy because I did not. Oh, that's not even the right hook. That's the 4. Yeah, so it's this one right here. Because I thought that's weird. That's an odd size. What is this for?
And so is it a 3.75?
Yeah, it's the 375 that I had to go buy special because I looked everywhere and I did not have one. And this is my 4 that I use for everything. And I'm going to use this for, this is going to be the, this is my spring square swap. And I just pulled some yarn. This is the yarn I'm going to use for my border. It's called Eggnog. And so I'm going to, I grabbed my 4 and I shoved it in there. So that's what I'm going to use to do that. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, Dana.
Robin is my Dana.
You are absolutely.
I have more things on my list because of Robin than I do.
What did you do with the stick blender, honey?
The last time I used it, I washed it and set it back next to the sink. What did Morgan do with this? Morgan cleaned the kitchen. Now we can't find anything. I yell at Dennis when anything is moved. Anything. Because he doesn't put anything away where it's supposed to go.
No.
Then Morgan will come in and clean and rearrange. And then we can't find anything for weeks. Which means I can't yell at Mr. for weeks.
Steve put the fry pan on top of the dinner plates. It's just a little fry pan.
Oh.
So where's the fry pan? And he goes, where it always goes. And I said, where's that? And he showed me. I said, when have you ever gone to the cupboard to get a dinner plate and found the frying pan on top of them?
Yeah, exactly.
Why would you think it goes there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm getting better, Linda. I'm getting better. Ouch.
Well, for those who are doing the anthology blankets as well, I've started putting the red border around mine, but I can see I did it wrong there, just right there.
Oh, that makes me
Gone
so
down.
happy. You don't know how that makes my heart sing.
I left it in just for you, Robin.
Thank
This
you.
is Robin's square. But yes, I was a bit worried about how the red would go, but it actually matches quite well. It's more of a ruby red than a bright red. And then so I've gone around it in single crochet in the yellow. I'll do it in the red, and then I'll do a slip stitch type join crochet with the red and then border it around with the black as well. It should look quite good.
Well, and I have definitely decided I'm not going to have enough of my border color. So I'm either going to have to order from Hirschner's. I'm going to have to order, because I know which one it is, a skein of yarn and pay shipping for one skein of yarn. What are the chances that's going to happen, that I'm only going to order one skein of yarn?
Well, you have to buy another 30 to get the free shipping.
To get the free shipping, yeah.
It's just economical sense.
Mm-hmm. And I did see they're having a massive clearance sale today. I don't know. I don't need anything. I do like their Hirschner's. I like their packs. Their packs of 4 where they, the colors all match up. And they do have some other things that, I like, it doesn't have to be yarn, because they've got other stuff. They've got lights, and they've got things to put your crochet hooks in and stuff like that too.
Mm.
So
who sells the Brava yarn? Brava worsted? Is it Knit Picks and We Crochet?
We Crochet, yeah. We Crochet.
Because I think Knit Picks is a sister company, like they're the same one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I actually quite like that. They've got a lot of nice colors in that.
Very nice.
Hmm. Oh, Robin.
Well, it's separated, and I knew that this was going to be a thing.
Oh dear.
And in fact, I showed this off in my
That's the baby's dress, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But that's just a regular little skein. That's not a huge cake or anything, is it? And that did that. Wow. I'm impressed. I'm impressed that could come from such a small skein of yarn, such a big tangle like that.
Well, leave it to me. Leave it.
Get an A for effort on that one.
Yeah, I really should stop and just roll it up, but that's not going to happen. This way I can complain the entire time.
Yeah. I would have thought Topaz might have been added. That's what it looks like.
No, she's really good about not messing with. Once in a while, if I'm really like doing something like this right in front of her, she might watch it a bit and then snatch at it. But she doesn't mess with it much. When she was littler, she'd grab a hold of it and chew at it till it broke. But she doesn't mess with it much. Free shipping. I know that Mary Maxim does that every time. You always end up with free shipping. I haven't noticed Hirschner's doing that.
Nowhere here does that.
Really?
We don't have coupons either. No one. If you leave it in your cart, they don't care. They'll just next time you go back, they go, "Oh, you left this in your cart."
And by the way, it's not on sale anymore. Should have bought it before.
That's right. No. And do you guys use coupons a lot? Like we hear about it in movies and shows and that, for grocery shopping and stuff like that. Like, do you have coupons?
Some people use them all the time. I find, okay, I'll keep an eye on that then, Steve. I find that okay, so like the Sunday paper, or we'll get a mailer and like this. We'll get a mailer and it'll have coupons in it for restaurants, this kind of a thing. So much off on hamburgers or ice cream,
okay, yes.
Ice cream.
Yes.
Amy's doesn't usually get that from Hirschner's either. Yeah, I always get that from Mary Maxim. In fact, I make a point of doing that with Mary Maxim. I put it in my cart and forget about it, and then I get the free shipping every time. I don't think I've ever seen that with Hirschner's. I'm gonna have to pay attention. In fact, it's in my cart right now, and they have not sent me that because I put it in my cart last week. A lot of coupons are digital, but what I find is coupons typically are for name brand things, or they're for things that I don't typically buy anyway. So unless it's like $1 off of something, then I'm not, or I forget to use them.
See, we don't have coupons here. Sometimes on the back of a shopping docket, it might have, buy this, get a free coffee, but that's about it. And places like Pizza Hut or other, they'll have, this is all of our specials for the month or something like that. We don't get any of that here out in the country. We don't have any big chain takeaways, which is not a bad thing. The closest one's about 30 kilometers away. But yes, I always wondered that because there was a movie that we watched the other night. It's an older movie with Eddie Murphy, and the woman he was looking after gave him coupons to, help with the shopping. And then when her daughter got to the Mr. Church, I think it was called, and he showed, over these 10 years or 15 years, how much money he'd saved with the coupons, and he gave it to her to go to university. And I thought, wow, that, thousands and thousands of dollars. And I was just curious to see if you really did have.
I think you have to be really diligent. And there are people that, there's places, there's ways where you can order coupons, there's like clubs and you exchange coupons, and there's people, they have binders full of these things, and I don't know how they get them, because they get like piles of the coupons. I don't know how they get them, but they pick up, I don't know how they do it. But I think they like subscribe to things. There's a lady that she does some yarn stuff, and once in a while she would give us a hint. She'd say, "Hey, write to this company." And I did it a couple of times, and it was, not writing, but you would send them a message. Right. And they sent us $1 coupon, or they sent us a coupon for a free box of ice cream. And I'm like, awesome. Well, I'll do that, but I'm never going to be one of those. What do they call those coupon people? Clippers? The ones that do the massive coupons where they go in and they get $100 in free groceries. And
oh my goodness.
Oh, it's, what do they call those people, you guys? They're I can't think of the term, but they have, they have binders full of these things, and they know some stores do double coupon days. And they literally go into the stores, and if it costs more than $10 for their groceries, they're upset, and they get boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff for free from their coupons. But that's not normal. That isn't normal.
That would take a lot of time organizing.
I've got a coupon for 50 cents off of one thing.
Yes.
And, I'll use that. Absolutely. But,
yes.
What I have noticed, and I've had this happen to me more than once. Nowadays, it's like she was saying, they're kind of digital. So you go into the store and you have to have your phone, and then you have to, whatever you want to buy, you have to bring up the app, and you have to load the coupon into your app. And then you have to find the exact item, and then the thing doesn't work anyway.
Yes. Well, I couldn't see doing that for a whole grocery shop for everything in
Yeah.
in
And that's what you got
the
to
trolley.
do. That's what you have to
Wow.
do. And I think that's somewhat discriminatory because I know Mister's not going to be able to handle that. My mother never would have been able to handle that. And a lot
No.
of people in, getting upwards of my age group, they cannot handle that. So they are not able to save that money on those kinds of things. And
Yeah.
then you get to the register and it doesn't ring up. So then you got to go stand in line at the service desk. So yeah, I
Yes.
think the whole thing is it's a
coupon
mess.
clipping.
Just give me my coupon. Just give me my 75-cent coupon out of the little flyer when you walk in the door. That's what I want.
Yes. I have a seniors discount card, so I get at my local shopping centre, shopping grocery shop, 5% off anything that's not on special. Excuse me. So sometimes it can be cheaper for me to buy things that aren't on special
Mhm.
than at their special price. Because their special price, it might be $2 and they'll give you a 5-cent discount. It's like, well,
Mhm.
you're getting 10 cents if it wasn't
Yeah.
on special, so I don't buy it that week. And also, if with our fuel docket in my little town, I get 4 cents off a litre at my supermarket. So if I buy
Mhm.
60 litres, I present it to the checkout lady or man, I'll get $2.40 off. It's a maximum of 60 litres
Mhm.
of petrol, but it all adds up. Like,
Yeah.
if you're coming home with $5 a week in
Yeah.
savings,
Yeah,
you're not
and
going
we do get that. If you,
to.
as you spend so much money at this particular store, then if you go out to their fuel pumps, you'll get 10 cents off per gallon up to a certain amount. And then, what was I just going to say? When you were talking about something, I was thinking of another coupon that I do end up using a lot, but it wasn't groceries.
Safeway, Fred Meyer's has.
Yeah, get discounts at the gas pump. Oh, the membership card, the discount card,
Right.
for being old, you get a discount at this, that, and the other place just automatically for being, your senior discount card. I forget to use the thing
Yes.
because, I just don't think about it.
Well, see, I usually pay by card, and so I keep my seniors card right near the card. So I just, after they've rung it up, I just say, "Oh, and a seniors card," and they know me down there now at our local one. But we've got a shopping centre called a grocery store called Woolworths, and you get, if you buy your groceries there, you get 4 cents off a litre by using their fuel. But then if I take that docket that I get after I've paid for my fuel to my local IGA shop, groceries, I can get another 4 cents a
Oh,
litre. Yes.
that's nice. Well, and then like Joann's always has coupons, always. And then I'm registered there because I work at the university. So I'm registered as having an educator's discount. And so I get, it's either 10 or 15% off,
Oh,
but
nice.
it only counts on things that aren't on sale. And you
Yes.
know how Joann's is, half the store is always on sale. But once in a while it'll stack, but not very often.
Yes,
Yep,
we
and
don't
then
have
the
that.
military discounts, yeah. So we're more likely to get a discount like that, a general discount, than we are a coupon. But Joann's, they always have a 40% off one item or something like that. And I'm more likely to use coupons there than any other. I mean, I don't walk into Joann's until I check the coupons and see what, and they've got this other bizarre thing where if you order online and then pick up in the store, you get 20% off. So I literally sit here at my house and tell them what I want and then mark to pick it up at the store and just go down and get it.
We call that click and collect.
What's weird, the last time I did it, I got an extra $10 coupon to spend in the store when I came down and picked up in the store. So I marked that I was there to pick up my item, and it sent me another $10 coupon.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And we don't have the population to support that sort of store. Like Spotlight would be our biggest craft store. That's in every state and probably 2 or 3, but only in the cities. I'm regional. We've got nothing. My aisle at Big W for wool is probably 3 foot high, 10 foot long, not even 10 foot long. It's got carnival yarn, which is like Red Heart Super Saver, and then it's got Patterns wool yarn. That's it. All year round, summer, winter. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I shop online.
Yeah, I've done that. I've tried to do that, Steve, but what I find is it's like a couple of hours before it's ready. Depends on how busy they are. Yes. And when they're super busy, I've done that, and then I've gone to the manager and I've said, "Can I go just pull my order?" And they're like, "Yeah, go pull it." If they're really busy. Somebody just said that you can do the same thing at Joann's. I did not know that was an option at Joann's. I have never, ever ordered online at Joann's and then gone and picked up in the store. I did not know that was a thing.
Oh, I thought that's
not Joann's, Hobby Lobby.
Oh, okay.
Hobby Lobby. Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing at Hobby Lobby. I know you can order online, but I thought it was like ordering like online where they ship it to you. I did not know you could go pick it up. Because they've got way better selection than the other options. Well, they used to. They don't anymore.
So what happens if you do the click and collect, but they don't have it in that store?
Well, with Joann's, they either just delete it from your order or, they just delete it from your order. And then you go to pick it up and they don't have it. Or they'll say, we don't have it at this store, but they have it at that store. And because we've got 4 Joann's within our store, within our city, and then just over the border in another city. And then I'll go, okay, can I go grab it from the other city, the other store? And they're like, yeah, you can pull it from the other store and they'll have it waiting over there. And I've done that. Sometimes I've had to go to all 3 stores to get what I need. A lot of times I've had to do that. And then I get that coupon at all of them.
Got to be smart with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it costs more to drive back and forth.
No, it does not.
The country than what you save.
It does not. Not if they're giving you $10 off.
Yeah, but if you count your time as money.
I do not. I count my time as saving money. When I'm paying $8 for this, you're darn right. I'm going to get the 20% off. And then if they're going to give me another $10 off to walk in the store, you bet I'm going to buy another one.
I would, yes.
Because that's ridiculous. As much as I can't find them. And I know I've got one here because I bought a whole set. So it's in a bag somewhere with a project.
That's the one thing I do miss about living in a city is having the convenience of multiple places to shop for the same sort of thing.
Joann's is the only craft store up here, and it's for me, it's a round trip. It's an hour to another craft store. So, and I'm stuck, and they're usually anything I need, they're usually out of. So it was a complete fluke that they had this thing.
Yeah. So to get to somewhere, like I said, Spotlight or Lincraft is the 2 bigger ones. Lincraft's quite small. it'd be a 5-hour round trip for me.
Oh yeah, no, that's not good.
So
They-
that's not happening.
No. Joann's has a better selection of these because Hobby Lobby only carries 3 sizes ever. And it's the big ones. It's the JK, IJK. It's the 3 biggest ones, and that's all they ever carry. But my Joann's, the day I got this one, they had a pretty decent selection. But yeah, usually they don't have any.
Mm.
They do have the Yarnology, which is not a bad option.
What's Yarnology? Is that a brand?
I think it's the Hobby Lobby brand, but it's not terrible.
So we have a magazine in Australia called Yarnology.
Oh, really?
It's not a mainstream magazine. It's put out by the knitting and crocheting crowd and the weavers and hand dyers. So it's a specialty magazine. That's the word I was looking for. And yes, it's called Yarnology. It's only been going years.
I can't see.
Well, when they throw it in the water, you'll see.
Message in a bottle?
I don't know what it is. It looks like a beer can once they throw it in, or bottle.
We've got this thing on the TV, and it's like it's called Dishscapes, and it's just something that plays all day long. And there's some little tiny thing on there. Yeah, it's a message in a bottle.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so these 2 crabs are walking across the beach and then throw something into the ocean.
Okay.
They're in Hawaii right now.
Most of your shopping online, yeah.
Most of my shopping's online too, Sue. Unless it's food, then I go out and get it. But everything else is online.
I even the other day, I was coming home and getting out of my car, and this lady come up my driveway, which is odd to start with, and because I didn't even see her come out from anywhere, she was just there when I got out of my car, and she was peddling this food delivery thing, and it was fruits and vegetables, supposedly from local farms, but then once I got to look at it didn't seem very local. But you can pick and choose what you want, and so it's food delivery of fruits and vegetables. Well, Morgan and I had just been talking about doing something like that anyway, and splitting the costs so we could get more fresh fruits and vegetables in here, because both of us wanted to try to eat a little bit better.
Can I say something?
No, you may not say anything. And eat more of that kind of stuff. And so I'm like, all right, I'll give it a try. And the funny thing is, as a sign up bonus, we get a free dozen eggs.
Nice.
It's good because we never get any eggs around here because they're all sold.
Good night, Paula.
And good night, Paula. We'll talk to you soon. And so I signed up for this fruit and vegetable thing. And so we get our first delivery Wednesday. So we'll see. But when I was going through and picking stuff out, it seemed pretty high priced. But to be fair, I have not gone to a grocery store and looked at the prices of fruits and vegetables lately. So, no.
Most of these things that they're bringing around selling, they go to the food bank and get it.
No, they're not. So, no, they're not. Be quiet. So, I was a little disheartened at the pricing on this thing. So I'm going to give it a try this week and see what the stuff looks like. And we'll go from there. But I can't see it as something I'm going to keep up at the prices that they are. And once I get them, I'm going to go to the store and compare the prices.
Yes.
But
were you guys growing veggies as well as the chickens?
we planted some tomatoes and a few little things, but not
Right.
enough
Not
this
the
time of year. I
variety.
mean, it'll be months before we have it.
Yes.
And with like the tomatoes don't really come on until September.
Yes.
Not the full size ones. We'll get the little ones pretty quick, but it takes the better part of the summer before we have anything.
Yeah.
And our growing season here is so short. But we can't get things like cantaloupes and watermelon.
No.
Broccoli is hard to grow, and cauliflower, things like that. And you might get one or two, but not enough to really keep you in.
Yeah.
Keep you in veggies. You can grow things like green beans and peas, and we grow radishes, and we'll grow the smaller carrots. We can get those. Small stuff and cold weather stuff, things that do okay in the cold, but not really. You'd have to have a really big garden. Zucchini does really good here.
Yes. I think zucchini does well everywhere. Yes.
Yeah.
But it all comes at once. All the fruit and veg, if you're growing, you can't just grow enough for this week and then enough for next week and the week after. It's like, okay, I've got 10 bushels of tomatoes that I need to use.
Exactly.
Yes.
It all comes
and then
at
nothing
once
for the rest of the year.
Yeah. And
yeah,
unless you've got a huge garden and you can put it all up for the winter, you can't keep yourself in. You can't sustain yourself by doing it that way.
No.
So we'll see. We'll see what shows up on Wednesday and what we think of it. And I did not mark organic, so. But it was like $6 for one head of cabbage. I know I can buy a head of cabbage for less than $6.
Yeah.
So, but maybe not, because I haven't bought a head of cabbage in a few months. So we'll see. We will see. But I'll get it. I'll take a look at it, and then sometimes when you buy those kind of things, they're really, really nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Allergic to zucchini. I've never known anybody allergic to zucchini. That's interesting. I just don't care for it. I don't mind it if it's hidden in stuff. But
yes. When you said the excuse me, the lady was just behind your car and you hadn't even seen her walk up, reminded me of a story a few years ago. I was driving to my sister's. We pulled into her driveway. So my son and I pulled into her driveway, and suddenly there was this kid behind the car, like at the bottom of the driveway. And he had his Harry Potter gear on. He must have been about 10 or something like that. I have no idea where he came from. So we were getting our bags out of the boot, and I just said, "Oh, hi, Harry." Have no idea who this kid was. He went storming up his driveway. I've got to get better at doing these spells. So he was probably, because I could see him, he probably thought he was invisible, whatever that was.
Visibility cloak, and you blew it.
Yeah, and I wrecked it. Destroying kids' dreams since 2020.
I knew this was going to be too small. So this is worthless, and there's no point in even keeping working on it.
Why? How small is it?
It's 5 inches smaller than the child.
Does it have any stretch?
No. Not 5 inches worth. And it goes around, so that's a waste of time.
Can you move the straps? It's only the straps that would be.
That's true. I can't cut them off because they're crocheted in. Well,
yeah, you could. You could cut it off and then just
people do steeking, which you cut.
Yeah. But you could also cut it and unravel it a little bit till it gets down to the bottom of that section, and then just stitch it in.
I don't like the straps anyway.
Yeah.
They're not long enough.
So if you're not going to use it, I mean, give it a go. Try cutting it off. What's the worst that can happen? You're going to throw it away?
Well, yeah. So I could cut it right about here and then fiddle with the stitches.
Yeah.
and then just make it bigger around. I could do that. Leave straps, add to both sides. Well, I can't leave the straps because I have to make this at least 5 inches bigger here. And the straps are going to be totally in the wrong spot. And there's not going to be enough room between the straps for the arms because it's like this. We're making it like this. So it needs to be about this much bigger. I could probably get away with cutting off 2 of the straps and moving them. And then put a flower. Yeah. Put a flower or something to hide the mess that's going to make.
You said you had little flower buttons to go down the front. You could have a flower.
Yeah, I'll add something like that. Oh, I see what you're saying. Add some to this side and some to this side.
Yes.
But I still think the straps will be in the wrong spot. I'll finish it up and then see what to do about the straps. Because one way or another.
Because you've been working on it too long and it's so pretty.
It is pretty. Yeah, I'll figure it out. Fold them down. Fold them down, sew it, but I'll still have to cut it off. I can't have a strap hanging on the inside. Good night, Sue. Yeah.
Not Sue.
I'll add it to it and then figure out what I'm going to do with the straps. So I got a long ways to go. I'm not almost done. But it really does work up quick. I just was thinking there's no way that it was big enough.
That's a shame.
That's all right. I'd rather it fit her.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So. We'll make it work. Yeah, I'll just keep going and then figure out what to do with the straps. So what I need to do is put a stitch marker right here, knowing that I've got to add probably 3 inches on each side, because if it's already, I already need 5 inches. Today.
Was that measuring her body around, or was it measuring a t-shirt?
She measured her around.
Right. Yeah. So you want some ease there.
So I probably need, make it big enough and then worry about the straps. Good thing I've got that 3rd ball of yarn.
Yes. And what size from the pattern was this supposed to be for? Did it say a 1-year-old or?
12 to 24.
Wow. And your granddaughter's only 1, just turned 1, hasn't she?
Just turned 1. Yeah, her birthday was like a month ago.
That must be one small 2-year-old that it would fit. And was it recommended, the yarn, the garden yarn?
No, it was a UK. It was all UK yarns, so nothing that we have here. But I did gauge swatches. Yeah, I did a gauge swatch and it worked because I tried 3 different yarns before I found this one that worked.
Okay.
So I should have stuck with the other one that worked out bigger. Because I was going to use, can't remember what it was called, but it was one, I think it was a DK that I had that was a multicolored one. And it probably would have worked out perfect by now.
But the garden's a DK weight too, isn't it?
I think it's closer to a sport
Okay.
because it's pretty small. It might say DK. It says it's a 3, but it's pretty thin. Yeah, if I were to just pick this up, I would not call it a DK. I'd call it a 2.
That's like the hobby yarn that I use, the Amigo. It says it's a 3 weight, but there's no way. There's no way it's 350 yards.
Well, yeah.
For 100 grams. So it's,
Yeah,
or 350 meters for 100 grams. That's a lot.
This has got 285 yards.
Yeah, that'd be getting to, for me, that'd be getting towards the end of the lower end of a DK. My sweet spot for DKs is about 240. But yeah, it's a sliding scale.
Yeah, so it's right in there.
Steve's asking if you got gauge.
Yep, and I did. I mean, I tried 3 different yarns before I landed on this one. So
yeah, that's a shame.
But that's okay. It's no big deal. Like I said, it's easy to move. It's easy to move straps, and I'll do something to cut because I'm gonna have to cut that. I'm gonna have to pull it back and then tuck that in because then I'll have 3 rows of open stitches.
The straps went up and down, or did they go across?
No, they go up and down. Yeah.
Okay, so if you cut them at the here I am pointing at it again, and you can't even see me.
Too. I do that.
At the top end, if you cut that, that's the bottom. If you cut it at the top, it should come down in individual strands.
Oh, so totally tear it back.
and then you'll just have the little ends each, like however many rows it was. You'd have, say it was 4 rows wide, you'd have 4 ends to sew in, which you could distribute across the top, and then you can
easy.
And then you could put the
totally crochet a new strap in the right spot.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I'll practice it for you. I'll try it to see if it actually works before you actually cut it on the real thing. I've got tons of scrap yarn I could do it with. But yeah, even making gauge, if they're sizing, like if you haven't made something for a 1-year-old, because they're all various sizes.
And as we know, this particular pattern has not been, it's been weird throughout the whole thing.
Was it a free pattern or is it a paid one?
Yeah, it was free. And then we were talking the other day, I was kicking myself. I could have gone on to Bag a Day and found 15 free dress patterns for a little girl. That would have worked.
She does have sweet ones. Sweet little ones. Actually, did you see her recent duster? It's in gold or a Dijon mustard bamboo. It's so pretty. Like, it suits her. It wouldn't look any good on me, but it really suits her down to the ground. I was thinking I might make the pattern up and see how it looks as a shawl or something like that, because it was just, I haven't seen it before. She called it the crow's foot stitch, I think, or something like that. I haven't heard of that. Crochet is not my forte, so I know a few stitches, but I don't know a lot of the fancy ones.
I
hadn't heard of this. I've heard of lark's foot, and it was just really pretty. And I don't know if it was the yarn that she used and the color that really stood out, or whether it really is. Yeah, that's what I find, Steve. You have to measure it, rather than just go by, yep, this will fit.
Well, and the whole time
a 50-year-old woman who's let herself go. And
I looked at this and I'm like, this just does not look big enough. The whole time I've been making it, I've been saying that.
Mm.
So,
And that's just in the width, is it? Or is it the length?
well,
Not
because
the,
no, the length is fine.
right.
Because it's and I think of a little kiddo, so it's from here, it's from here to here long.
Yes.
So that's fine, but it's just
And
nice.
even if it's not long enough as a dress, it'll eventually become a top.
And she can just wear it over a pair of leggings or something.
Mm. Yes.
Boy, that's a nice mess. Okay, I've got to. I mean, look at this. It's braided itself.
Yes. There was obviously something wrong with the winding of that skein in the.
And the more I mess with it, the worse it gets. So I've got to find the end and ball it up. Sometimes finding the ends on these is just madness.
Well, you'll only have one end because the other end's coming to your work.
Oh, I just found it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, just like some places sizing is just different. They're just smaller.
Yes.
But I mean, this is an easy fix. If I had made it round the other way, I'd have been out of luck.
I believe you can stick crochet as well. I know you can with knitting, but it usually works best with natural fibers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where did we say this lady was from? Sweden. She was from Sweden. Bunch of skinny little Swedish kids.
Yeah. That a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old can.
There's a lot of difference between a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old too.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes.
And I think 2-year-olds tend to get taller and skinnier because 1-year-olds still have their baby fat. A lot of them.
Yeah.
And she wasn't a big girl when she was born. I can't remember exactly, but I got her thing over there on the wall.
But you wouldn't say she's a pudgy 1-year-old or anything?
No, pretty average.
Yeah.
Pretty average.
Yes, chest measurements for kids are the way to go. Chest measurement and then length if you need it, height. Oh.
Well, folks, we are at 2 hours and we spent exactly a minute and a half talking about our shawl. Everybody's doing fine? Okay.
Everybody's doing fine.
How's yours coming, Steve? I can't remember. Did you start? Yeah, you started the knit shawl, right?
Yes, it's finished the Irish shawl.
You're the one fact checking the shawl for us, the pattern.
Yes, I'll have to get a tutorial up for the section 4.
Yeah.
Oh, for the star stitch.
Still on 2. I have not touched it since you and I talked last.
Yeah. We talked last night, Robbin.
Yeah, correct. And I haven't touched it since. Oh, dang. I really was hoping that I was going to be able to mark this off my list right quick. I got to look at my schedule this week. I ended up working way more than I thought last week. And, well, the other thing that's happening is I'm working all day long when I go to the shop, and I'm used to sitting there and crocheting all day long.
Yes.
What is this nonsense having to work when I go to work? Whose stupid idea was that?
I don't know. It's conspiracy.
I'm having to work when I go to work. I'm having to work when I go to the theater. Oh, we had a mess last night. Man, oh man. We had to call security. We had to,
Really?
yeah.
Someone not behaving?
Well, it was I don't know how much I'm allowed to say, but
That's all right. Don't you just
it
keep it,
was,
Mum.
yeah, it was, nobody got hurt, let's just say that.
Okay.
But it was not. And then we had 3 shows yesterday. It was one of those ballet dance school recital kind of things with
Oh, yeah.
8,000 children, and
Yes.
every parent and grandparent and aunt and uncle and sibling. And our
Yes.
theater holds like 530 or 550 people, and over 600 people showed up 5 minutes after the thing starts. And they're like, what do you mean there's no seating? How come? Well, maybe you should have come
Oh,
half an
well.
hour ago.
Mm. But there still would have been people who wouldn't have got seats if that many people had turned up.
Yeah. But you don't get to walk in after the show started and then be upset with me because there's no seats available.
Mm.
You go,
But
oh, man.
you had the screen out the front, didn't you say that they could watch it on,
Yes,
or was it not for that show?
we have 4 screens out front. So, and lots of little couches and things. And we even bring chairs out when it's like that. We bring chairs out. So there's lots of places people can. And then what happens is once your kid dances, aunts and uncles leave.
Yes.
Because they don't care about the other 350 kids that are doing their little tap thing.
Yes.
Right, Amy? Yeah, it's a conspiracy. Oh, and we were mean. I don't care that you're holding 4 chairs and it's 3 minutes to showtime. No. Bring them down. There were no holding of seats. If your person isn't here and it's 5 minutes to showtime, there's no holding of seats. Because it was a free performance, so it wasn't like you were buying tickets. So
maybe it would have been better if they were selling tickets, even if it's a nominal amount that gets donated back to the schools.
Oh my gosh. And then there was cookies and punch afterwards for all the children.
Yay.
Can you even imagine the mess? Now, I got to give them credit. Whoever, the mom in charge of the punch, she had her stuff together. She filled those glasses up. There was maybe this much punch in the bottom of those glasses. She knew what's going on.
Yes.
And I did not see a single spill anywhere in that whole theater. And very few empty glasses sitting around. Maybe 4 empty glasses. But cookies everywhere. On the floors, on the seats, on the cushions, on the counters, everywhere.
Yes. And the cookies were no good, I take it. The cookies tasted horrible.
Delightful.
Then what are these kids doing?
We're crumbly. They break. They fall.
And you pick them up and eat them.
There were so many people. I'm sure they were just getting bumped. They were getting knocked out of their hands. They were getting stepped on. They were ground into the carpet. Yeah. I'm sure our cleaning crew is just furious.
And that happened 3 times?
Oh, more than that. It was because I worked. I'm trying to think. I worked 3 nights. So it was Saturday night, Friday night, Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights, because they had to have 2 days of rehearsals, and then they had to have 2 days of performances. And we had 2 shows on Friday night and 3 shows on Saturday. So they had a 2:00 show, they had a 5:30 show, and they had an 8:00 show. And they didn't finish the 5:30 show until 7:45. And we had to clear the theater, get it cleaned out. Then the crew has to reset all the lights and everything before we could let people in. And so, so not only do you have the 600 people that are there for the 5:30 show, you got the 400 people that are there for the 8 o'clock show.
It would have been mayhem in the parking area.
Oh, there could not have
600 cars, or
yeah,
say half 300 cars going out and 200 coming in or something.
Oh,
yeah.
So I left when I left, I'm like, there's no way I can do an 8 o'clock. There's no way I can do an 8 o'clock thing.
And that's why you got home after midnight last night?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then I had to do additional paperwork because of the incident.
Mm-hmm.
And the kids were all the kids had chaperones, and they were crawling over the railing in the balconies, and they were sliding down. We had like this wooden divider between here and here, and they were sliding down. And the watcher, they're just sitting there, not stopping.
Okay. Now, if it was in California, you'd have a warning label on that.
Yeah, you'd think we'd have had a warning label. You'd think. Yeah. If we'd have had a warning label, none of this would have happened.
Yes.
None of it.
Because the kids would have read it and realized this is dangerous, what we're doing.
Right?
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, it was so cute. And the dances were wonderful. And the kids were wonderful. And the music was wonderful. And oh my gosh. And it was the last show of the season. And everybody's crying. And
is this is from the grade schools, not
they were, yeah, it wasn't the college. It was a dance studio that rented the theater.
Okay, dance studio.
And they were they had kids there from 3 years old. Oh, they were so cute. And on Thursday they did a couple of I don't know the words, a couple of, it's not scenes, stanzas. They did part of the Nutcracker. And so, they had the little kids in their little mice costumes. And oh my God, they were so cute. It almost made up for all the cookies in the carpet. They were just adorable. And, they'd come out in their little tiny costumes and holding their mommy's hands. And I'd say to everyone, oh, you were so good. And they would just beam.
Yeah. That would have been a late night for the little ones, though.
Yeah. Well, and then so the littler ones were in the earlier shows, but still, it's 8 o'clock, 8:30, and I'm sure they zonked the second they got in the car. And then the older kids, because they had them clear up through high school, and so then the older kids were in the 8 o'clock show. And they were quite good too. They were very good. They had tap and ballet and some, what do they call that? Modern. They had some modern and contemporary, but it was very, very good. Yes, Amy agrees. Warning labels would have prevented a lot.
Oh, dear. Steve and I watched the Mr. Rogers movie from...
Oh, that's a good movie.
Yeah, we figured it was only good in America, in that we got about not even three-quarters of the way through and got, no. If it had been mostly about Mr. Rogers, it would have been good, but Tom Hanks came across as a creepy Forrest Gump, and we know that Mr. Rogers was not like that, but we've never had Mr. Rogers in Australia. It's one show that never came. So we've only heard what Americans say, and he's very beloved and that, and it didn't translate. And Steve, we stopped watching it. That's been our thing at the moment, to watch a really not gory thriller crime movie and then followed with a feel-good movie before we go to bed. And
I started watching. It's a show about stand-up comedians, kind of before they're not famous. They're like doing the circuit and
right.
how rough the life is. And it's pretty good. I've only seen 2 episodes of it, but
Oh, it's a series, is it?
it's a short series, I think.
Mm.
As soon as he goes to bed, I can put something like that on.
Yeah. Well, see, we were disappointed because I've heard really lovely things about his show
Oh,
over
yeah.
20 or 30 years.
Oh,
And
yeah. Forever.
yes, like such an iconic figure in American TV. I was disappointed that it didn't translate better.
Yeah, I can see how if you weren't familiar with his work, it would seem odd.
I think it was more that because it wasn't really about him, it was this story of the reporter, more so than anything, and didn't really warm to that guy.
I did, I don't remember it now. It's been so long since I've seen it. Now I'm going to have to go back and watch it.
Yeah. Basically a reporter who does, hard hitting and usually investigative journalism, and he couldn't believe that this guy was as nice as he was.
Couldn't find any dirt on him.
No. But also the story of the guy. Yeah, I didn't. He ruined it more than Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks wasn't good for that part. Usually I love Tom Hanks, but
Yeah.
not for that role. Not the way he played it. He said he came across really creepy, a really creepy old Forrest Gump. And I know Mr. Rogers spoke slowly for the kids. I don't know that he spoke that slowly in his everyday life, though, as well.
I don't recall ever seeing an interview or anything. I only ever just saw him on TV. And honestly, I couldn't hardly stand to watch it. I didn't enjoy the show. And I think I was older either when it came about or when we didn't have a television until I was in the 5th grade. So I was probably too old to watch it by the time I was aware of it. And so
and it was probably a kids thing, so you didn't like
it was
on
for
principle.
little kids, like preschool. And I remember my little brother watching it, but I couldn't hardly stand it because, it was way too young for me.
Yes. We have iconic shows like that too, not with necessarily one presenter, like Play School. There are a couple of, it's been going, I don't even know if it's still going, but it had been going for 40 odd years. And everyone grew up on Play School. So even for adults, it has a sentimental place. And you can still sing the song, like there's a bear in there and a chair as well. There are people with games and stories to tell. Yes. And so my son used to watch it as well, but I couldn't imagine them making a movie of it for adults, because that Mr. Rogers one wasn't a kids movie.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
No, not at all. So yes, it was a bit of a head scratcher for us. We've had a few hit and miss ones. We watched Bedtime Stories last night, and that was just weird.
I don't remember. I don't know that one.
Adam Sandler.
I don't care for him. If he's in it, I don't watch it.
I didn't know. Steve said, "Oh, you'll like this one," and I thought, "Okay, that's probably a 5.5 out of 10 for me." And we've morphed, guys, from the knitting show and crochet show to the movie show. The Jim Carrey, I usually don't care for, but I saw him in a movie. What was it? Where he played a more serious role, and he was really good.
He's a good actor. I just typically find the parts he plays I don't care for. Same kind of thing.
And the same thing with Eddie Murphy. His Beverly Hill Cop days and his, Coming to America days, no. But Mr. Church was a good movie. And again, he played a more serious role.
Yeah, I don't
in
recall that
that
one. I'm going to have to find that one.
That was a nice one. Can't even think what the Jim Carrey one was.
So then what like do you find, is that on Netflix or what, how do you watch the movies?
I have no idea where my husband gets them from.
Oh, okay.
We did have Netflix for a while, and SBS is a television station in Australia. It's primarily, so I'm not sure if you have these sorts of stations. We have the ABC, which is the Australian Broadcasting Commission, which is a government-owned and run.
Oh,
They fund it.
okay.
So they try to cater to sports that aren't as well known or as popular. So, but they'll give them coverage. And the same with, they have current affairs shows. They have their own news. Well, SBS was the international version of that. So they would have a lot of news in different languages. So they'd have the French, the German, Indian news, Pakistani news in those languages as well. So it was a foreign language station. And now SBS also has a world movie channel. So they just play movie after movie after movie. And the majority of them seem to be in English. So he's got quite a few from there. Some of them are old movies that are out of copyright. Really, really old ones. We watched National Velvet with Elizabeth Taylor the other night. Yeah.
That's an oldie.
That's an oldie, yeah. Haven't seen that for decades, that one. Yeah, so he gets them from all over the place. And we stream them from the computer to the TV. Well, that's only a recent thing that we've been doing. It seems as we get older, we like the same movies more. Excuse me, because he was a very Western movies.
That's all he wants to watch.
Yeah.
Westerns or PBS. That's what I was thinking. He likes Westerns. He's like, I don't watch Westerns. Every time I turn the TV on, he's watching a Western.
Yes.
And he likes Westerns and action movies, but he doesn't like anything with swearing in it, which almost all the action movies have swearing in it. So it's, we need to find something that's going to keep his interest. Because typically if you turn on something, then he's asleep in 5 minutes. And then, or I'll find a show and I'm interested in it. And then he starts talking through the whole thing. Every 5 minutes, he's talking and talking and talking. And then he'll be like, isn't this thing over yet?
Well, it would have been.
Apparently it is. So then we have to change the channel.
We were watching Snapped for a while, and it's been going for decades, but we haven't seen it very much at all. And we were just getting into that, but like it's a half-hour show that would take us like an hour and a half because we would stop all the time and say, I think so-and-so did it, and this is why, and this is how.
Oh, interesting. So you're doing your own work.
We were doing that, and more often than not, like it'd start and you go, yeah, the wife did it. She's having an affair with this guy, and that's why she's killed this guy. And then you get the occasional one where there'd be a really big twist. Oh, I didn't see that happening. I honestly feel like I'm my grandparents at the moment,
There's a series, I don't know if you can get it or not. It's called Cruise Ship Murders.
No,
and
I haven't heard
it's
of that.
actual things that have happened on cruise ships.
Okay. And you and Mr. Go on lots of cruises?
Oh, yeah, all the time. 2 or 3 a year. Yeah.
And it's hard finding not swearing.
Yeah, it is. And I don't want to sit and watch something that's swearing nonstop, but the occasional swearing is like,
yes,
kind of par for the course anymore. But and I'll start a show and he'll be talking, and he'll go, how long is this thing gonna go on? I'm like, it's been on for 15 minutes. Shut up.
Yes.
So I can tell when he's super bored with something.
Steve rewatched all the old series he could find, like Gunsmoke, not Rin Tin Tin. I can't think. All of the old westerny type ones. He goes, they just don't make them like this anymore. And it's like,
Yeah.
no, you've got, fighting turtles and Transformers and all that sort of stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
But I used to enjoy watching the TV series National Velvet as well.
I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one. But my two sisters used to also like watching a particular show. And so I could only watch every other episode because, everyone had to have a turn at their show. So I got one of mine and they got two of theirs in a row because they both liked the same show. I can't remember what it was. Something like the Brady Bunch that, after the 10th time the series has been through, you see the opening scene and you go, oh, yeah, this is the one where Marsha gets hit in the face with a football or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is the one where Jan dyes her hair black or has a wet black wig. Yes, that sort of thing.
Oh my goodness.
It's
hard to find shows though. Oh, have you guys seen it's on Hulu. It's called Dave?
Dave.
It's about
I know a movie called Dave where it's Kevin Kline.
No,
being
it's not
the
a movie.
president. Oh, okay.
It's a series. Maybe it's not Dave, but it's a guy's name, and he's a cook. He's taking over the family's restaurant.
We don't. I've heard of Hula, but I don't know that it's available in Australia.
Bear. That's what it's called. Bear. I was close. It had 4 letters.
No,
I didn't think I was going to like it, but it's really good. I've been playing it while I'm out dinking around in the motorhome. Because I finally got the TV set up out there. So because I don't get local channels out there, but I can get Hulu out there, and so
Hulu's a streaming service, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like everybody's talking about this show, The Bear. So I'm going to see what it's about, and it's really well done. It's really interesting. So I've only watched like 3 episodes.
Okay, I'll have a look at that. We're pretty Hulu. Oh, there's Hulu Australia. Okay.
But they've been talking about it on the Today Show, and they're like, "Oh, the new season dropped. The new season dropped." And I'm like, "I'd never heard of this thing," so I thought, well, I'm going to see what I can find out. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's really different.
Comedy drama series.
Yeah, this guy is what do they call that? Where they went to that fancy cooking school, and he ends up back in his family's deli, and nobody wants him there, and he's trying to make changes, and it's really interesting. All the dynamics of the family, and just really, really well. It's really interesting.
It's good. Often it's the cast that make the show. Like even if the writing is not fantastic, if there's chemistry between all of the players in the cast, it can lift a show. I used to really enjoy watching Gilmore Girls.
Oh, yes. Gilmore Girls. I'd never heard of it till the show was off the air.
Okay.
And then my girlfriend told me about it. Well, you guys, I talk about her now and again. And she told me about it. Well, I was working at this job and it was the most boring. I was literally separating piles of paper all freaking like for 3 or 4 hours a day. That's all I did.
Wow.
And so I could get it, I could stream it on my phone. And so I would have my little earbuds on and I could watch it. And I watched the entire series on my phone.
The only thing I didn't like was the one where they came back like 10 years later or 7 years later.
The reunion show wasn't that great.
That was horrible. That just like, I can't believe it was written by the same person. That really spoils it for me. So I've had to sort of like, okay, that wasn't part of it, just to keep memory alive.
Have you guys seen the it's a crocheted, is it corner to corner? I think it's corner to corner quilt some lady has created for that show.
Wow.
And it's all these different blocks and you can interchange the blocks. And I'm trying to remember the name of the lady, because she also, same lady did one for Friends and she did one for Star Wars.
Wow.
Do any of you guys remember?
Let's see.
I think it's on Ravelry. See if it'll let me sign in. I know I saved it. Oh, what is it? It's a really unusual, the lady who did it is a really unusual name. Okay, let's go to menu. Let's go to patterns. I'm just going to look up Friends quilt. Friends quilt, Quilt. No, nope, it's not there. Because it was really cool.
Chaos and Chop Suey?
Yes.
Yes. I have found it.
Is it on Ravelry?
Yes.
What's the name of it? What's the name of the blanket?
Gilmore Girls blanket.
Yeah.
It is. See? Gilmore Girls blanket.
See, I looked up quilt instead of blanket. Yep. That's the one. Yeah, she doesn't even hide the fact that it's copyrighted.
Well, I don't know that there's anything there like.
Well, just the name Gilmore Girls is copyrighted.
I doubt it. Yeah, I wouldn't think you can't. Gilmore Girls. How many books have you read that have got, well, that you see have the same name?
Yeah.
It's just a name. She's not imitating the show. She's not taking anything of it. None of these things were in the show. So it's not like she's making a Porky Pig amigurumi or a Bugs Bunny amigurumi. I wouldn't think she's breaching copyright there.
It's really cute, though. I mean, this is a really cute blanket. And then go to her site and look at her other ones. Oh, did you guys know? I love this feature. If you pull up a designer just like that, and then you go to where it says store, it takes you right to all of their stuff. And you can see, oh, there's a Harry Potter one.
And Grease Lightning.
Pac-Man.
I see the Friends one up the top there.
Yep, there's Friends. And a mint chocolate chip ice cream cone. But what I love about it also is off to the side. It'll tell you if you already own it or have it in your favorites.
See, I'm not logged in at the moment, so I'm just looking at her.
I
as a
have
guest.
thought about doing the Friends one for my daughter because she loves Friends. And it seems to me you had a lot of different ones, so you could pick and choose which ones you wanted to do.
Pivot, yes. Pivot.
Yeah.
Pivot, yes.
Oh my gosh, she's even got a Friends crochet hook. How did she do that? Oh, it's painted. Look at that.
Oh, cool.
That's nifty. Yeah, there's different ones on the final one as there is on the first one. So how many different little doohickeys are there? 80 people have done it. She did a crochet along. Oh, this one's done in C2C, but she's also done it in half double, single, Tunisian, and bobble stitch.
Oh, wow.
Excuse me?
Are they different blankets, or it's all in the one?
It's just you can do any kind of stitch that you want to do.
Okay.
How many? It doesn't say how many panels there are. Visit pattern website. No. So I clicked on the visit pattern website and it took me to Mary Poppins. Which is also very cute, but not what I wanted. I seem to remember this from before. It was quite hard to maneuver through her stuff. Let's go fly a kite. Do, 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 do. Oh,
so Mary Poppins is her current one, maybe?
No, that was from 2018. And there's Pac-Man. Okay, so you just got to go through them.
Keep scrolling down.
Here we go. So down at the bottom. Friends, Gilmore Girl, Grease, Mary Poppins, Pac-Man. Okay, here's Friends. Friends was done in 2017. That's really cool. I don't remember. I don't know why the pizza thing has to do with anything.
Pizza. No.
But I wasn't that big of a Friends fan. My daughter is, though. She knows every word. Bonus square.
I only ever missed one episode, and that was the last episode of season 1.
So there's a bonus square. $13.
That's probably getting on time to wrap this
Yeah,
up.
I think so.
Only 3 hours.
Goodness, I had no idea. We can chit chat, can't we?
Yes. If it was an Olympic sport,
yeah, we'd win.
We'd win. It'd be longer than the marathon.
No, Dana would win.
No.
Hers go forever. 4, 5, 6 hours sometimes.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Off usually, frequently. So, well, Amy, I think it's just you and me and Cheryl at this point. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us. And I have no idea what's going on this week. I'm pretty sure that
The bamboo poles for the other one. Oh, we're not in the anthology one. Oh my goodness. I don't even know where I am.
No, but this was catch-up week for anthology, so it was a good week to miss. And next week we'll be starting on the what was the name of that?
Bamboo poles.
Bamboo poles, yeah. And then on Wednesday we will have Rad Girls, and we'll see who is able to join us. And other than that, good luck. I'm glad those of you guys who are working on the shawls are plugging away and doing well. And I should have time to pick it up and work on it this week. I don't think my schedule is quite as ugly this week. So, boy, last week I worked a lot. For somebody who's retired,
yes,
I should work a lot. But my days, because I had to look at this week and get something on the schedule, and I'm like, oh, this looks like a nice week. So, anywho, we will see you later. We'll see you later, Amy. And
good night, Amy.
Talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much.
Good night. If there's any lurkers left, good night.
Good night.